Well, Blake, I think it's safe to say that all good things come to an end. Is that the same? Because, we had an absolute banger of a night with 267. Then 268 was one of the greatest cards we've ever seen. Then even UFC Vegas 42. I mean, Holloway and Yair Rodriguez. That was fantastic. And then we get this card that we had this previous week in the UFC Vegas 43. Can you even call it lackluster? Because I was kind of expecting something not great.
It was a snooze fest, man. It was just
One finish?
not good.
One
Not good at
finish?
all. Well, not even that. It just, besides the Yanez and Davey Grant fight, it really wasn't entertaining at all. And I'm sorry, and the Talia Joanne Woods fight.
Yeah,
was
you gotta
pretty good
shout out
too.
the one finish that we saw on this card.
But I mean, other than that, dude, it was just yawn after yawn.
It,
Not Piotr yawn, but like
I wish
YAWN.
we had Piotr Jan. I mean, and then Yanez, but that's about it, man. And
Yeah.
it was something. But nonetheless, we're going to talk about it. We're also going to take a look at a few things here in terms of some stories because Conor McGregor is Santa Claus, Dan Hooker is changing weights, and Colby Covington apparently spilled the beans on some classified Jorge Masvidal information there. Then, of course, we got What the Blank with the best wrestler, and then the next big thing, and also we're going to talk about Thanksgiving because it's that time of the year. And, we're going to tell you what we're thankful for, especially in the MMA world. And then, John Jones, he did a little John Jones this week. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in this week to UFC Talk 66. Of course, I'm your host, Ross. I'm joined alongside by the fourth and long UFC and MMA correspondent Blake Campbell. And Blake, obviously, the only thing we had to look forward to this week is some food. So, I think we might have to jump on into things to really get into I guess we're going to try to find the positives of this card, ladies and gentlemen. That's for sure. We're going to be able to. There's a few highlights, and especially ones that Blake mentioned as well. And also, Blake did a little bit of cursing. But before we hop into things, just want to shout out a few things. Of course, got some merch on the way. New prototypes for our trucker hats is coming in very soon, and I can't wait to get the pre-order started with that. Of course, we got new merch. I'm showing off a little bit here. The back of the shirt looks a little cooler if you see it on video, which, of course, we now are on Spotify for video as well and on Rumble. But the Blake's Bangers collection, if you need that best gift coming holiday season, it's a banger. It's absolutely a banger. It's a banger of a gift, and the people are going to love it. It's a very nice kind of blend t-shirt. It really hugs the guns if you're looking right here. It's fantastic. And got a little thing. Blake, luckily you didn't you won your bet earlier this year, but I lost a bet to one of our other co-hosts here, Jalen, and so I have to do the one chip challenge. So that's coming up in December, and we're going to make an event out of it. It's going to be for charity, and it's going to be a little bit away from me to flex some merch. So stay tuned for that. More news will be dropping shortly, and also if you guys are into cards and card collecting, it's really starting to come back to fruition and really starting to catch fire again. We got a brand new show coming out, so stay tuned because there's a lot of good stuff going on. But Blake, I have talked enough, and the first question I have to ask you about UFC Vegas 43 is, did the bangers hit?
Well, one of them was scrapped. So, as you alluded to on Twitter over the weekend, the curse potentially is back. Let's hope that that's not the case.
Right.
See you in 2 weeks. But I mean, other than that, and if you guys didn't know, it was Terrence McKinney versus, who was he supposed to fight? It was a white guy, right?
Yeah.
Totally forget his name. God, I'm terrible. But he was supposed to fight a white dude. I want to say it was Frivola for some reason. Was it Frivola?
No, he knocked out Frivola. I remember in his debut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm getting that mixed up.
Absolutely.
Either way, he was supposed to fight a dude, fell through. That sucks. I was really looking forward to watching him compete on the same card as Chiesa with and Tate with the whole. I think there was even one more of them too, but there was like a few generations of Washington fighters that were coming through the building this last weekend. So unfortunate that didn't get to go down. But other than that, we had Yanez versus Davey Grant, and we had Chiesa versus Sean Brady. I'd say Yanez versus Grant, no doubt about it. That was amazing. Super, super fun fight to watch. I enjoyed pretty much every second. And then the Michael Chiesa Sean Brady fight didn't live up to, I guess, our expectations. Wasn't the most interesting. It was competitive, I suppose.
Should have at least been the main event.
Could maybe either one of those probably would have been not so good for a main event. But yeah, I'd say the bangers probably didn't hit that much this weekend. Just Yanez and Davey Grant.
See, at least you get the benefit of the doubt, because it's not like you picked wrong. You did pick the best fights that were on the card. It's just, it just wasn't a great card.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cut you a little slack, Blake. I'm still going to give you a win for this week, because you didn't really have a whole lot to work with, let's be honest here, so I'm happy to cut you some slack. But before we get to the main event of the evening, got to talk about a few of the winners for this card. And the first one has to be Lupita Godinez, because she gets her second win in the UFC. She looked good, and she set the record for the shortest time span for 3 fights within UFC at 42 days. And I love the moment in her fight, one of the brighter spots of the card, where she was joking with the corner that she's not going to be able to fight next week. She's going to take a couple weeks off with that, so I did appreciate that. I thought that was good. But, dude, if she keeps fighting, she keeps winning, she keeps collecting those paychecks, she's only going to go up. So, obviously, really great stuff from her. What do you think?
Yeah, another win under her belt, so that's great. I think she's 2-1 now in the UFC, because she lost her previous fight, I believe. So yeah, keep it going, keep getting that experience, keep racking up those wins, and yeah, she's in the strawweight division, right? 115. So yeah, that's shark infested waters right there. So I'd say just keep doing what you're doing, and eventually you're going to start climbing the ranks, and we'll start getting some good matchups here.
Absolutely. Hey, man, as long as you keep fighting, you keep winning, you're going to get into the top 15. And so, obviously, a lot of really exciting stuff for her. Almost looking to, imagine if she was here the whole year. She could have been a real Kevin Holland, instead of just trying to cram all these fights in late. So
yeah, if she started in January, she might have had 7 fights by now.
Oh, man, she if someone wants to get double digits, it's going to be her, I guess. But, obviously, the person we need to talk about next is the guy with the fight of the night, and the one that has yet to disappoint, another fight of the night performance in Adrian Yanez, because, dude, this guy can frickin' box. He really might be one of the best boxers in the promotion. And this is funny because we talked about this last week. We got your rankings of the best current boxers in MMA, which, of course, was Max Holloway, Petr Yan, and Dustin Poirier. And shoot, dude, I think at least top 5, you got to put Adrian Yanez up there, because he's so technically strong. He really knows when to pick his shots, and it was a very competitive fight with Davey Grant. It obviously wasn't 30-27 to Grant. That is a damn mistake. I didn't understand what was going on there. But, dude, he looks like a legitimate threat at 135 pounds. And the current, I'll put in quotes, champion, Aljamain Sterling, did show him some respect too, training partner there. So what did you think about this fight, and what's the ceiling for Adrian Yanez?
Yeah, that's a good question. I thought the fight was awesome. I think I already detailed that earlier, but yeah, this guy Adrian Yanez, he's on a 4-fight streak of getting a bonus. I think the first 3 fights he's had, well, actually, all the first 4 fights he's had in the UFC have all resulted in bonuses.
Dude,
the first 3
135-pounder Justin Gaethje.
Yeah, the first 3 being performance of the night, and the most recent being fight of the night. So this guy, yeah, I think the ceiling is really high for this kid. Entertaining. He's got the right type of flavor for most, casuals, where he keeps it standing on the feet for the most, for most of the time. He's got a good story. He, I think he's got a great ceiling. we're going to start seeing him take on some better guys now. I think Sean O'Malley just called him out over the weekend.
Yep.
Even though he has a fight coming up, but I would love that fight. That fight right there would be fireworks.
Who is Sean fighting again? I felt like a casual for forgetting.
It's the guy that's coming from 125, Paiva. He beat.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Kyler Phillips.
Mm-hmm. I remember that
in his last fight. So
that was a puzzling fight to make. But hey, was Sugar Sean said what next year in like March?
Yeah, he said he wants to target March of 2022 for that Yanez fight. So hopefully he gets that Paiva win, and then him and Yanez can dance in March. And shoot, that would be awesome.
And there's also some other guys that I think one of my favorite college. I'm not sure if I want to put them together given where they are in their career, but just in terms of what it would be a guaranteed banger, especially on the feet, put him against Song Yadong.
Oh yeah, that would be a good one. But Song Yadong is kind of up there in the rankings now, right? I think he's like 14 at least.
Yeah, but you don't think Adrian could? I think Adrian's tiptoeing the top 15 right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Song Yadong, he is at number 14 right now. Yep.
Yeah, it's just I think it's a little tough though with guys that are coming off of impressive wins.
You can give him Cody Stamen if you just want him to like take that 15 spot.
Yeah. I think that.
But dude,
that would be a good one too.
The banger with Song.
Yeah,
Yadong.
Unfortunately, it's got to make sense for both sides though. You know? I am 1,000% agreeing with you though. Song Yadong versus Adrian Yanez would be just as good of a fight with than him and Suga. So I mean, both of those fights, unbelievable. Yeah. Sign me up.
Yeah, but you're right that there are two different kind of points of their career, or they're almost like at the same kind of what we were talking about last.
I'd say week. Like Song is right here and Yanez is like right there. Like this is where Sugar Sean is too.
And we kind of talked about it last week because you don't really want to put prospect against prospect because you want to build them as best as possible. And
I think in bantamweight division though, it doesn't matter.
You think?
I don't think so because I mean, dude, like
it's pretty stacked.
It seems like everyone coming up in that division is a freaking stud. Dude, like that Mongolian dude.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that guy from a week or two ago?
Yes.
That guy's insane. What about him and Yanez or him and Song? Like, there's so many options in the bantamweight division.
Well, I think
not even just throughout the top 15.
Top 25 of the bantamweights is the bantamweight division slept on in given its depth? Because, I mean, obviously you talk about the lightweights and you talk about the featherweights.
I think bantamweight's been on people's radar since basically probably like 2015, 2016. It's really been such a deep division. You've always had Uriah Faber, TJ Dillashaw, Dom Cruz, Cody Garbrandt came up, Jose Aldo came down. I mean, all these guys are just, they've been here forever, it seems like. And then there's, the new generation coming in, Rob Font.
Well, he's gone from like prospect to championship contender in span of like what,
potentially,
2 fights?
Yeah. Merab Davishvili,
the machine,
and who's he facing? Isn't he facing someone coming up?
Thought
he got a fight lined up.
Let's go. Merab, what's he fighting? No,
was it Pedro? I know he just beat up Marlon, right?
Yeah, he just beat Marlon. No, it's Dom Cruz and Pedro Munoz.
Okay. So maybe he doesn't have anything lined up yet.
I don't think he has anything yet. Actually, he's one of the few guys that does have a fight. Last time I checked. Mm-hmm. Because almost like everyone in that division's booked right now. It's freaking awesome. Oh, dude, even honestly, it wouldn't make sense going back to like where they are on their path, but like a Cheeto Vera versus Adrian Yanez would be good. But that's probably makes the least amount of sense of the ones we pitched. And good for Adrian though, because he has options. He has options on options on options. And he just needs to hurry up and get that Dr. Pepper sponsorship.
Yeah, man, I need to stop playing around with them.
What's Dr. Pepper doing, man?
It's easy money.
Are like companies just afraid of sponsoring MMA fighters? Is that a thing? That's what Lego did with Brandon Moreno.
I think it depends. I think it depends a little bit on the company and then also on the fighter. Because I mean, there's plenty of fighters that have sponsorships outside of the normal UFC brands like Monster and all those other kind of guys. But I think you got to have kind of a pretty big name,
Yeah. Hey, Adrian's going to get there because he definitely deserves
He keeps fighting, dude. 4 for 4, bro. He's got $200,000 from bonuses. He's living lavish. I'm telling you.
Oh, he's such a damn good fighter, and he's a must-watch guy. He's gonna be must-watch for a long time to come.
Dude, did you see the post-fight press, or not the press conference, but the interview with DC? I thought I was seeing shit.
Oh,
I was like, because I was looking at his ear, I was like, dude, I didn't think that he had like really bad cauliflower ear.
No,
I didn't
what
think that was a
happened
deal
there?
with
Like,
him.
I didn't catch what caused that.
He said that's where one of the knees landed, one of the jumping knees landed on his knee, and so it just ballooned up. His ear was a balloon, you know. And then they had to put like a clamp on
it and trying to play with it.
Yeah, dude. They said they put a clamp on it, right? And he was wearing that during the post fight press conference, all that stuff. But then I think I saw him on Twitter say that it, like around where the clamp was, it just started ballooning back up again. So yeah, super gnarly, dude.
Do you just like pop it with a needle?
I think you have to drain those out.
DC said you had to drain it. I'm gonna take the word from the wrestler on that.
You just got to get that fluid out of there. But yeah, it's probably a gnarly freaking situation.
Dude, that was gross. But of course, the wrestler in DC going around trying to touch it, play with it, think it's all cool.
He thought it was one of those little, those little pigs in a blanket, bro. He's like, let me give a sample of that.
Dude, jeez, that's gross, Blake. Let's go from one prospect to another now. I mean, you almost can't call Sean Brady a prospect anymore. He's almost coming into his zone. He was 15-0, moves to 16-0 after beating a top 10 fighter in a really solid guy, Michael Chiesa. And although it wasn't you can see it's for most of the winners, it wasn't like a necessarily impressive or a decisive victory because Brady got beyond the feet. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But he did better Chiesa on the ground, which is an impressive feat to do. And all around, he put together a good fight, and I believe it was definitely enough to win the fight, to at least according to the judges. And man, he's looking in a pretty good spot right now. Where do you think he should go next?
That's tough.
He did call out the winner of course, the December 18th fight against Stephen Thompson and Bilal Muhammad. That's not that bad of a call out.
It's not bad. It's not bad for sure.
I
just don't know if one of them would take it. I would think maybe the loser of that fight would probably be more apt.
They're going to be looking up a little bit more.
Yeah, because Sean Brady, what's that put him at now? Probably, let's see, I think number 6 maybe if he switches places straight up.
Yeah, at most he's 6. I think at least top 8. Think top 8?
For sure, because Chiesa was ranked 6.
Yeah, he could jump in front of Bilal Muhammad.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I mean, you gotta think if Bilal beats Stephen Thompson, Bilal is 5. I think he'll just straight up take Thompson's number.
Like the only other people that he'd probably have a chance with is and I'm saying have a chance with like making the fight actually happen. Neil Magny and maybe Edwards or Luque.
Yeah.
But again, those guys are even higher up than Thompson and
it's
Bilal.
Tough picking.
So, yeah, that's going to be tough. And then, of course, we have the Khamzat question, too.
Khamzat did call him out. And, who's surprised that Khamzat called out a top guy in the division? That's just what happens. He calls out everyone. But
yeah, I think Brady or Neil Magny is going to have to step up and take that fight.
If it's between those two, I definitely would much rather just give it to Magny because he's been calling it for a year now. And I'd rather see Brady.
Let's do this, dude. Why can't we just do I would almost like to do God, it kind of sucks for Edwards, though, because I was going to say Edwards versus Burns for a legit number 1 title contender fight, right? Title elimination. Yeah. How do you feel about that? Not very good.
I almost rather just give Leon
Edwards
the title
should
shot.
Just get the title shot.
I think so.
Because then if you do that, right, like that is an option for sure. Then we got Burns sitting out there doing nothing, right?
Burns against Khamzat.
True, but
not according to Chael.
Yeah, but that's just a tough one, dude. That's just a tough one.
Well,
Because
it's because my belief is that Khamzat is really he's a win and most 2 wins away from a title shot. If I'm trying to put myself in Dana White's shoes. He obviously sees something in Khamzat Chimaev. If you want to fast track him to a title shot, but have him still earn it, you give him and Burns, and also Burns a guy that is willing to fight this guy too. That's a huge piece of the pie here. It is someone that's actually willing to duke out with Khamzat. And Gilbert Burns is trying to get back to that title shot after getting knocked out by Usman. It makes sense for either guy. I mean, the only thing that does make sense is Khamzat passing up, 8 guys on the list.
yeah, that's the only thing that's a little rough. It's like you're almost saying piss off to your rankings.
But it's also hard, too, because if you take a look at all the guys up until Gilbert Burns, I think Khamzat Chimaev beats him.
I'd like to see it, though. I'd like to see it.
We're stuck.
Because I think we've only got, 2 legitimate fights in welterweight so far? Because the Reese McKee guy, I'm pretty sure that's the guy that came up from like lightweight or something.
Yeah, so Reese McKee got handled, but
Mearshart was a middleweight.
But the Leech is a good guy, and
Leech was great.
Murdered him.
Yeah,
and then we'll talk about this a little bit later in the show, but then he just ran through a middleweight in Jack Hermanson in the wrestling match.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is so scary. Like, what is he bad at?
It's just kind of a logjam right now, dude. Like, nothing really makes sense right now. Well, the whole, the Vicente Luque, Leon Edwards, and Gilbert Burns make this very difficult.
Do you do Sean Brady against Vicente Luque?
Is Vicente waiting for anything right now? I don't think so, right?
He doesn't have a fight. He was the backup fighter for Covington.
But he's not waiting for anything.
No.
So yeah, because I don't think he has straight up earned a title shot yet. I think he's still definitely.
I guess you can do the rematch of Luque and Edwards.
That was being talked about. I did see that being talked about on Twitter.
Leon didn't like it.
Edwards did not like that.
All right, beat this guy.
Yeah. So
to be fair, Luque is a.
That's what I'm saying. Those 3 guys at the top are making it super hard right now. Like, dang.
Colby, why'd you have to lose to Usman?
And Burns, I'm pretty sure Burns and Luque are homies, aren't they? Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen them training with each other and like helping each other in their corners. Like, I'm almost positive.
Yeah.
I wonder if they put that aside though for a fight.
What do you do with Michael Chiesa too? Because now he's on the 2-fight skid. Do you give him a lower guy, maybe like a
Khamzat?
That's just
someone's got to fight Khamzat, bro.
Dude, Gilbert Burns should fight Khamzat. They want it. It makes sense. I genuinely think that's what they're going to do here.
Kind of sucks that we started out talking about Sean Brady. We've been literally spending 5 minutes talking about Khamzat.
I'm sorry, Sean, but this is what happens in the welterweight division in this day and age.
Okay, let's do this. Who is your number 1 fight that you would want to make with Sean Brady right now? Just don't even care about like scheduled bouts.
Winner of Thompson
next or not.
I actually really like that.
You like that?
I really like that.
Dude, if Thompson wins, he's screwed.
Yeah. But Bilal has been on the tear. He hasn't lost a fight in the UFC, I don't think.
Bilal?
Or it's been a while. He's on a winning streak, right? Besides that no contest
with Leon.
Yeah, but that wasn't his fault. That's about it.
He's definitely
Sean Brady's undefeated.
A streak. But he's definitely lost in the UFC. I guarantee that. I know he lost to Jeff Neal.
Right? Yeah.
And I know he lost to Vicente Luque. I know he got KO'd by Luque.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So he's got at least and then Alan Joban, the guy that does the front desk type stuff now.
Oh yeah.
On ESPN.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think those are his only 3 losses though in the UFC.
And he's on a streak. I know that for a fact. And Bilal's a good fighter. They could be very competitive on the ground. I think Bilal Muhammad hasn't gotten taken down, or at least it hasn't happened very often. He has one of the better takedown defenses in that welterweight division.
Dude, Bilal's had, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 fights since 2016, all in the UFC, September of 2016. and he's only lost 3 and had a no contest
That's not bad.
and won. And then the rest he won
That's not
either
bad,
by
man.
unanimous decision. Most of them, and that's the thing with him, dude, is he's always winning unanimous decisions or split decision. I think he's only gotten 2 finishes, maybe.
There's a reason people call him a boring fighter, which I don't totally agree with, but I can definitely see the reasoning behind that.
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten one
What do you
performance.
think? Who does Sean Brady fight next, Blake? Book it right now.
He had a performance tonight and a fight of the night. He's all right. Don't call Bilal boring, guys.
He's not.
Lay off him. Let's see. The guy that I would be most interested in Sean Brady fighting, regardless of what's scheduled and what's going on right now currently, after watching that Chiesa fight. I kind of want to put him against Khamzat, bro.
Dude, Khamzat's going to knock him out.
I'd either want to put him against Khamzat or Neil Magny.
I'd prefer Neil Magny because we could get a hell of a grappling event out of that.
Yeah,
Neil Magny isn't known for his striking.
I think Neil Magny might knock him out, though, dude.
Oh.
I'd put my money on Neil for that fight.
After seeing him get pieced up by Chiesa, I'm a little bit worried about his stand-up.
Dude, that was alarming. Oh, shoot. You'd expect a guy from Philly to have a little more hands than that, bro.
Come on, man. Come on, that's the city of Rocky. You got to be able to throw some punches.
Gotta throw some hands, dog.
He throws some hands around your neck. That's about it.
Around your legs.
I don't want to see Khamzat, though, dude. Khamzat runs through him. I don't think that's a fair fight. I think the Leech had a better chance of beating Khamzat than the Sean Brady would.
Damn. Sean Brady gonna let him talk to you like that?
Nope. I hope Sean Brady doesn't listen to this because he's gonna put me in one hell of a leg lock. That's for sure. He's gonna snap everything in that knee.
Yeah.
I'd rather him just put me asleep.
Terrible.
I'd rather him just put me asleep.
Yeah.
Come on. Show me some mercy. I'm trying.
We ain't no Tony Ferguson's, bruh.
Dude.
You get my knee in a lock, I'm tapping right away.
Dude, or armbar, man. I am not risking that bicep or elbow.
You got to keep the curls for the girls going, you know?
Dude, call me Jan Blachowicz. It's going to be a quick tap.
Call me Jan.
Also, please don't call me Jan. Please don't do that either because Jan will also kill me.
Yeah, bro. You better watch out. He's going to get another noose.
Oh, no. Oh, I might have to use that one first before I attach your face on Jan Blachowicz there. Oh, man. And now we get to talk about the letdown that was the main event of the evening. Sean Brady versus Chiesa really should. Dude, because if also Sean Brady and Michael Chiesa was the main event, Michael Chiesa will have won this fight.
You think so? 5 rounds?
Yeah, I think Chiesa wins the last 3.
Sheesh.
Given how that third round went.
Yeah, he was coming on.
That third round wasn't close.
It would have been interesting. It's tough.
yeah, obviously, but
you'd almost wish every fight could go a little longer, but there's reasons.
There's certain
some people win 3 rounds
really
fights, and some people win 5 round fights, and that it's up to you to kind of shift your game plan for those.
Also, I would much rather Miesha Tate versus Ketlin Vieira be 3 rounds instead of 5, so we could have been done with it sooner.
Dude, there was that one. I don't know if you saw the meme, or it was like kind of a GIF / meme where
the old check.
Miesha Tate, no, well that one too. Miesha Tate was like, she was like 10 feet away from her, and she was like throwing a hook, just like testing it out.
Okay.
And then I saw someone like, this is me when I'm, trying to find the light switch in the dark. Forget who said that, but that shit was hilarious.
Oh, that's good. Like, that's really good.
Up. That's facts.
It's pretty damn accurate, dude. Like when you wake up in the morning trying to find the bathroom lights, just trying to feel around.
Yeah. Yeah. That fight was not very fun.
Yeah, I also didn't. Well, Miesha Tate was smiling to her credit.
I'll be honest, bro. That fight seemed like a Bellator fight.
Ooh, that's not good.
That should have been on a Bellator card.
That's not good. And that's not even main eventing a Bellator card.
Nah.
It was such a weird thing because I even feel like the only reason, if it could have been someone same ranking, same position as Misha Tate, but the only reason this was main event is because her name was Misha Tate.
100%.
There is more in terms of impacts on the rankings and the title scene. Chiesa versus Brady had more. But Ketlin Vera, she wins.
35 is just, it's barren, it's desolate. Yeah. They're begging for someone to have a fantastic performance so they could, just
Ketlin
use
had
that.
a shot. And she gets the win. She gets a fairly decisive win, but it wasn't impressive.
No, it wasn't it's like nothing to write home about for sure.
It was because there's all talk. Oh yeah, who's gonna fight Man Nunes next? Not Zonto. Or
like literally all that fight showed us, bro, is whoever won that fight's getting their ass beat by Amanda Nunes. Like that's not going to be a close
Pena,
fight.
Man. Dude, they're getting their ass beat by Pena.
Probably.
This fight showed nothing. I watched it and I felt like it was a waste of time because we learned literally nothing about the women's bantamweight division.
Yeah.
Let's do a damn thing. If they both stayed 7 and 8, I would not argue.
When you got girls like women like Amanda Nunes out there, the way she fights, you're going to get hurt if you come out and you fight like that. You are going to get very, very hurt.
She would that if Misha Tate would have fought Amanda Nunes right now, it would have been way worse than the first encounter.
Yeah, I was going to say, you remember the first one?
That was so bad.
Times that by about 5. That's what it would have looked like.
Beat down.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Tate needs to kind of, get a grip on reality a little bit. There's not going to be and I'm not trying to crap on her. Don't take this as like I'm a hater, because I like
a good
Tate.
fighter. She's a historically great fighter.
She's a good fighter, great fighter, past champion. But guess what? Times move, right? Times move forward.
She's
never goes backwards. It always goes forward.
She's just not a title contender.
No one's regressing. Everyone's getting better. Everyone's adding more tools to their toolbox.
Especially Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, so I don't see any way in hell that it could even be remotely competitive between either of those fighters and Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, even the winner there. It just.
So I'd say it was a really big loss for UFC this week, and those last 2 fights were just kind of.
Even Yana might give. Well, actually, no. I think Ketlin beats Yana, but Aspen Ladd, if she can make 135, I think she beats Ketlin. Juliana Peña's title contender, she beats her. Irene Aldana, Holly Holm, Jermaine Durandamine, they all beat her. And I'll have a hard time making that prediction.
No.
I wouldn't mind if I'm proven wrong, because I would like some fresh blood in that bantamweight division. It's kind of the reality of the situation, though. Just give me a challenger to Amanda Nunes. I just want someone half believable. Is that too much to ask for?
I think so at this point. I don't know, man. It's looking pretty dire.
Hell, dude, right now, you almost have to think if Rose put on 20 pounds, she'd be a better contender than some of these women.
Man. She probably would be, to be honest, dude.
And that's also a positive to Rose, because she's a badass fighter. She's the greatest strawweight of all time. I already made that clear a couple weeks ago. I strongly believe that. And if anyone wants to say something, if you want to say it's Joanna, who beat her
twice.
And
she beat the girl that beat her most recently twice. So I mean, knocked her ass out and beat her by unanimous decision. So, or was it split? Can't remember.
It was
one of the two. She won a decision.
Yeah. Let's keep it out.
I can't remember if one of them gave Weili the fight or not. I thought they might have.
I think so. Cares? Yeah. Hey, who has the belt? And that's the ultimate decision there. But yeah, Blake. I think let's move on from this card, because it wasn't great. We were trying to talk about Sean Brady versus Michael Chiesa. Khamzat, that train just kind of hijacked it. But that's just what happens nowadays. But I think we now get to move it into at least a little more interesting conversations. The first of it being, I guess Conor McGregor is now Santa Claus? Is that what we're going with here? Because leave it to Conor McGregor to have another batch of tweets today that are interesting to say the least. His first tweet earlier today, I think both these are probably deleted by now. That's just how Conor works, you know that. Man, but let's see. Conor was talking about how he's going to be Santa Claus and he's going to essentially fight whoever is the lightweight champion as soon as he gets back. I wish this was less believable than it was, because knowing Dana, you never freaking know with Conor McGregor. And then later, he tweets about, declaring war? And then...
Forever.
Internal war from Conor McGregor.
I hereby declare this war forever.
And then Nate Diaz chimes in and subtweets him and goes, the war was finished and I already killed you?
Yeah, he said... He said, war was declared a long time ago. You were already killed.
So, and then earlier in that earlier tweet where he was talking about the live title, he said he kind of alluded that the trilogy wasn't going to happen. He said it was finished. And so obviously I'm assuming the one with Nate. But it looks like Nate wants that trilogy, or Conor still might want that trilogy, whoever makes the most money. Dude, can you like just clear this up for us? Can you make this mess make sense? Is Conor doing Conor, or is there actually some sort of, I guess, weight behind this?
I think Conor is just Conoring. I think he's just trying to, stay relevant like he always does, puts his name in the hat in every discussion that there is.
Trying to get Did Anthony Smith's comments about Conor McGregor actually interest you? Saying that he's not welcome in the MMA community anymore. What do you think about those?
I don't know. I mean, it's probably... I feel like Anthony Smith is a fairly respected fighter among his peers.
He's a heavy veteran.
So I think it definitely has a little bit of merit to it.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think Conor gives a fuck?
Conor doesn't give a damn about a damn thing.
He doesn't care if any of them respect him. He has like 20 million times their net worth.
Yeah.
And I think that was the goal of the whole time. So, I mean,
yeah, he just wanted to make money. Make money he did.
But I mean, I totally understand both sides. Like,
yeah,
Smith and a lot of the MMA community, they are the targets, for McGregor's kind of bird poop attacks with his words. So I could definitely see it being very...
It's so hard because, like, I understand why Conor's doing this, but at the same time, it's just getting annoying at this point. I don't care.
I mean, some of it's annoying. Some of it, I'm a shithead. I love entertainment, bro. So if someone's talking crap, I'm always watching it.
I'm not entertaining anymore, man. It's all the same shtick. At least Colby Covington still is funny to me. Conor's lost his touch.
I think Conor's still pretty damn funny.
Well, at least Colby Covington, like, it's the same shtick, but he kind of backs it up. Conor McGregor's gotten finished in 4 of his last 7 fights. So that carries a little different weight.
Who is Conor fighting, though? I mean, people say that, but, like, that kind of seems like you're shitting on his competition.
Am I?
Are you?
I hope not, because this competition, I mean, Dustin Poirier's been 3 of them. Right? Or
well, I mean, he didn't really finish him in his last fight, let's be honest. Conor finished himself.
He checked it.
Did he check it, though?
I don't know. I think Dustin was looking for that knockout anyway. Conor didn't look great.
Yeah, but you can't just...
But you can't, obviously, you can't base off that.
Anything can happen in the fight.
Who is Conor McGregor?
Who
is Conor McGregor fight when he returns next year? If anyone.
It's a great question. I would think that Nate Diaz fight would be really good. But the
would you prefer?
Nate Diaz fight,
I think the best
option is not a lightweight anymore, and that McGregor wants his path back to the title.
Yeah.
So that Nate fight just really, unfortunately, unless Nate was willing to go back to 155 for whatever strange reason.
Tony
I
Ferguson.
just don't think it's going to work. Tony Ferguson would be awesome. And then Michael Chandler would be awesome.
Michael freaking Chandler.
But I think Michael Chandler coming back off
a
layoff would be really, really tough. Because Chandler's going to go balls to the wall, like 110 miles an hour all times. Tony Ferguson, I think would be a little bit better for him to come back in and there's some beef behind that one. Like they used to be signed to the same management team. Like, you could have some good stuff come out of that one. Tony talks, McGregor talks. That would be a great one.
Just imagine the press conference.
Be great.
I wouldn't be able
Dana
to
White
understand
privilege would be coming out again.
I wouldn't be able to understand it. Like, Conor McGregor just be ranting is like probably like a super thick half drunk from proper 12 Irish accent. Tony Ferguson speaks in riddles, especially if you look at his Twitter.
And also, he would be throwing a baseball up and down as he's talking.
He's hitting Conor McGregor with a baseball, that's for sure.
Yeah, that would be a fantastic fight. And I think for Conor McGregor, like that would just be, if he could beat Tony, that could be something that he would always have over Khabib. He'd be like, I beat the crap out of Tony Ferguson. You never did. You never even fought him. You pulled out like 17 times. So what's up?
Mm-hmm.
Be another dig to use at Khabib, even though I know Tony's towards the end of his career and people are going to probably count him out and not really count that as a win for Conor. But just saying, there would be another feather to McGregor's cap.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, really, any fight you book, realistically, is going to be a big fight as long as it has Conor McGregor in it. The only fight I don't want to see is a fourth fight with Dustin Poirier, unless Conor McGregor actually earns his spot back to the belt.
Yeah, I just don't want to see that immediately. I do want to see that. I think they need to get that fight settled because it is, in my opinion, it's 1-1.
If it makes sense eventually, I'm okay with it. Right now, it doesn't make sense, especially if Dustin gets the title.
Well, no, I mean, McGregor's still not even back yet, so of course it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
He's fighting Oliveira, and then Gaethje's already got the next one lined up. So, yeah, McGregor's got to wait in line right now, something he's not used to.
He's going to have to win a couple fights, or at least one fight to get back into
He's going to have to win one fight in a very impressive fashion, if not two.
First round knockout gets him a title shot.
Like, I would say what I think his route would probably, like the coolest route would probably be Tony Ferguson, get him finished. And then from there, you're either going to have to work your way up to Chandler, or you might have to fight Oliveira or whoever, maybe Gaethje loses by then.
Mm-hmm.
Gaethje versus McGregor would be sweet.
Oh, damn.
Damn, that would be crazy.
Damn.
That would be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, there's a lot to go from here. And each fight either fight you make is going to make you some money. Let's talk about things next. Let's keep it in the lightweight division, at least for now, because recently Dan Hooker is, I think it was on the Mac Life or something he said this, but he was talking about doing a little something.
His new best friend.
Right? The perfect meme template, talking about
playing drinking games and shit.
Hooking up with midgets. It was weird, man. Dan Hooker was all of us when he hit that little, that face. It was something. But Dan Hooker said that he's doing a little something at the moment. Got to make your next move your best move. And he also goes on to say, let's just say I'm working with the UFC and a fight dietitian very closely, and I'm doing a little test run, and we'll see. I'll be able to answer every question next week. So we'll be getting answers soon. Is he going to go to 145, 170? If so, are his chances at a title better there than is it lightweight?
I would say since he's doing a test cut, 100% certain that it's for 145. Because why would you do a test cut for a weight class that's above your current weight class?
Or it's not a test cut, it's a test run.
Which I'm assuming is a test cut.
You think?
I mean, I don't know how else to take that.
Yeah.
I think he's probably trying to see how his body would respond.
Would be ridiculous. Imagine if he's actually able to make 145.
Well, imagine Dan Hooker versus Max Holloway.
Oh, man. Oh, that's a good fight.
That's a fight right there, boy.
It's too bad we will never see Dan Hooker versus Alexander Volkanovski.
Yeah, they're boys, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're boys.
They're all city. Both city.
God, yeah, I just don't know because 170. I mean, he could definitely do damage in 170 too.
I'm
But
not
like,
sure if he wins a title at 170.
yeah, that's 145. He would have a huge size
It
advantage
would be
over a bunch of people.
ridiculous if he's able to make 145, man.
Yeah, I don't see it, but
If
he's
he
been there
makes
before.
it, it's over.
He's been in 145 before in the UFC as well. I think he has a win over. It's not Oliveira, is it? I could be smoking some good shit on that one. But let me see.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's fought Oliveira.
No.
Who do you fight at featherweight?
To be honest, man,
Some
I
no
didn't know.
names.
Didn't even know he fought featherweight. I'm be honest with you.
He fought. Oh, I think he fought Yair Rodriguez and lost.
Oh, well,
And then he lost to Jason Knight. So yeah, that's super weird that he was losing to guys like that in featherweight. No offense, Jason Knight, but it's just.
Would you like to
know.
see him at? Do you think do you think his next fight is a 145?
He's got to change it up somehow. I think he's kind of odd man out in lightweight right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Back-to-back losses, but to great fighters.
Well,
One on real short notice.
1 win, 1 loss, but he's lost 3 out of his last 4.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Poirier, Chandler, and Makhachev, though. So, I mean, and before that, he beat James Vick, Ally Quinta, and Paul Felder. So, I mean, it's not like dudes.
Paul Felder was a real close fight, too. That was a damn good fight, though, man. Hooker versus Paul Felder was awesome.
Yeah. And Hooker's knocked out Burns and Miller. So, I mean, dude's a freaking problem.
He's good. I would love to see a change up because, man, that really piques my curiosity. The last thing before we get to what the blank with Blake is that apparently things are getting even spicier between Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington there in Miami. Colby Covington, apparently the king of Miami, or at least the man that rules the streets there. And was it the 305? I think Miami's 305. Really, I don't know a whole lot. I know that was it Blake? Is it the 208 is wait, no, that's Idaho. What the hell am I thinking? What is Stockton? 206?
Area code 305 is for sure Miami.
Yeah, I don't know too much about area codes if I'm being honest here. But the name has
Stockton is 209, by the way.
209. That's the 9. Thank you, Blake. But apparently, at least according to Colby, so take it with a mountain of salt. The leak from from camp of Jorge Masvidal's injury is that it's like broken ribs, and it's probably through this a long time, probably not true. But Jorge Masvidal walked out of the gym crying from his rib injury, and now he's calling to put the BMF belt on the line after calling it a whack championship. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's a belt, and so Colby Covington is coming for it. But, dude, with all this going on, if it's not Colby Covington versus Jorge Masvidal, coaches of Tough 30, at the most, have it for the BMF belt, I don't know what the UFC is doing here. You could just print money. You could print money off of that. And honestly, at this point, I will be disappointed if the coaches aren't Colby versus Jorge. It doesn't matter who it is. I'll be disappointed.
I just love that Colby he had to add in, he was crying as he left the gym. Dude, that's so good.
So good.
He just knows how to troll.
It's perfect. Man,
that would be a fantastic freaking Ultimate Fighter. I mean, I would watch every second of that just to see what antics, is Colby going to have up his sleeve? What is Jorge going to do to get back at him? It's going to be too great. And they're going to have chemistry because they were best friends at one point. So I'm sure like that would, it's weird, bro. I don't know what to think about their whole relationship. Like, are they really beefing? Are they really like, do they not like each other? Is that facts? Wish we could hook them up to a polygraph and be like, you guys really not like each other? If so,
I don't think a polygraph
be coaches and fight each other.
Dude,
yeah.
There's no, like, Jorge punched Leon Edwards for talking smack. There's no way that this is a fake beef with these two guys. There's
It's
no
not
way.
a work.
I don't think it is, at least. Unless this be the greatest work in the history of combat sports.
Yeah.
I think it's a shoot. I absolutely believe it's a shoot.
All right. Well, I say make it. That would be freaking fantastic TV.
Dude, they have to make it, right?
Because the fake beef between Ortega and Volkanovski was not working.
No. And the cool thing is, man, like, Tough 29 arguably had the best fights. It was the best season of just pure fights that we've ever seen. But in terms of actual drama and the whole reality part of the TV, it wasn't there. It was a cool, wholesome show, that's for sure. I mean, you fell in love with a lot of guys, but there wasn't like one of those moments where you'll see like released on YouTube and clipped on Twitter and brought back again over the years. They didn't have any of that.
Yeah, really, no.
Jorge Masvidal, and I mean, I think, my opinion, the most iconic moment in Tough is Chael Sonnen and in shooting the double leg
Vanderlei
in flip flops and
Vanderlei
jeans
Silva
against the axe murderer, and the whole "I can't let you get close," which sounds like it's edited in, but Chael Sonnen legitimately pushes the guy and says, "I can't let you get close." And then ducks the hook and goes for the takedown. And flip-flops and jeans. It's so damn good.
Yeah, I like that.
We would get that with Colby and Jorge.
I mean, even if you go back to the Conor McGregor and Drive Faber season, even though they didn't fight, like they made it so entertaining.
Snake.
You know, every episode there's McGregor insults and just, Artem Lobov acting crazy, Cody Garbrandt trying to fight McGregor. That one dude saying, "I'm going to make you eat your underwear," or something like that.
Or what about "Let me bang, bro"?
Was that Julian Lane? Well, not on that. So you're just saying in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julian Lane, dude, he's having a rough time in BKFC right now. But yeah,
was it Rampage that broke down the door, or was that Kim?
Yeah, that just started punching holes through it, and ripped it off. Yeah, that was against Sugar Rashad.
Dude, there's been so many good moments, and they didn't have anything. But Jorge and Colby, I
think it's just as important to have the coaches be as interesting as the fighters, because that's kind of who you're building, that show off of. It's like, the main event is going to be the coach versus coach fight at the end of whatever pay-per-view they stick them on. Mm-hmm. See, that's got to have some type of hype. You got to have some type of buildup with that. If you don't, I mean, Ortega and Volkanovski did fine, but I'm just saying, in terms of the show, I feel like you're not going to get the most out of it if you don't have a couple other, extracurricular, let's say, activities going on with the coaches and the fighters.
And to be fair, it's great to have a season with these really solid fights and a lot of up-and-comers. And a lot of them that have fights in the UFC, even though they didn't win it, which is really cool to see. But we are kind of spoiled, and we do get a lot of fights, a lot of good fights almost weekly. We don't get a lot of reality TV almost weekly.
Yeah, this is your chance to break into the, upper echelon of reality TV. You got of sports reality TV. I think they need to take it serious because you're on ESPN's platform. You're going to have all the viewers, all access. Just make it entertaining. Make it as entertaining as possible.
That's ultimately what the UFC is, man. It's entertainment. And so I wrap things up. Jorge Masvidal, Colby Covington, Tough 30. You can't book anything better than that. And there's
no better choice.
No. This was supposed to be the coaches for 29 is what we all thought too.
Yeah. Which I think would have made a lot more sense because then that basically could have been, for the next title shot, especially if Jorge didn't get his rematch. Mm-hmm.
They have to do this, man. Just book it. Just book it. And if they don't book it, you bet I'll be asking or exclaiming, "What the blank?" Because also, Blake, it's about that time for what the blank with Blake. I hardly messed up, damn it. But we got 3 statements. It's fill in the blank with Blake. Blake is going to fill in the blank, and I like doing this every week because it's fun to me. All right, so I don't care. But we got some interesting ones here. Blake, Going to put you on the line. Going to really pick your brain with some of these stuff. Especially because, I mean, we kind of hinted it earlier, but Khamzat Chimaev ran through Jack Hermansson, won 8-0 in their wrestling match. Oh, to be fair, Hermansson did recover and look good against Khamzat on parts, but Khamzat Chimaev is freaking ridiculous, man. But with that being said, Blank, the first statement is the best wrestler in the UFC is blank.
Current, right? We're going current or like all time?
Current.
Ah, man, dude. That's a tough one. Because, I mean, I have a few names. I think you could...
And they're all welterweights.
Yeah. You know? I mean, Islam could be up there, right?
Yeah.
Islam could be up
absolutely.
there. I think you could throw in... I think we need to see more, but, I mean, just off that short display, what we saw on Friday... Khamzat could possibly be in the short list. Definitely Colby Covington. Definitely Kamaru. Yeah, man. Who else? TJ Dillashaw. I think he's a fantastic wrestler.
Okay. Yeah.
Chris Weidman back in the day. Obviously not as much anymore because he's had horrific injury.
That will do it.
That's
Curse Blades.
Curse Blades. That's another good one. Yeah. Would you say Alexio Olenek would be a wrestler, or is he more of like a specialist submission type?
I guess you can call him a wrestler with that one, but I don't think he wins because of wrestling. If you want to be specific right there.
I think Volkanovski
has good ground game. Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean,
does.
This is a tough one for me, bro, because wrestling kind of out of my wheelhouse. I don't really keep up. I don't really be super in depth with my wrestling knowledge.
Hey, let's put Kevin Holland on that list.
Kevin Holland, man.
The best wrestler at 185 pounds, Kevin Holland.
I know a lot of people look at Johnny Hendricks, though, as possibly being the best to be in the UFC. I mean, he's not in the UFC anymore, but it was really between him and George St. Pierre, I feel like, for a long time.
Yeah.
And that's who Kevin Holland's being trained by now is Johnny Hendricks. So
that's one hell of a coach to be trained by. Dude, there's a lot of really good wrestlers. Obviously, in terms of all time, you got to put like Daniel Cormier up there, Khabib up there, Curtis Blades,
Gregor Gillespie.
Ooh, yeah.
He was looking really damn good for a while there.
It was just because we haven't really seen it too often. But man, would Khamzat out wrestle Kamaru Usman right now at 170 pounds?
I think the cardio thing is interesting with that one. I need to see Khamzat's cardio get tested because we already know Usman could fight all day, all night, and he'll still be the same every round. Khamzat, we need some some time to figure out some things about this man. Unless he just keeps smashing people, then who cares?
Fair enough. It's going to be interesting because I think sooner rather than later, Khamzat Chimaev is going to face off against Kamaru Usman inside the UFC octagon. And their wrestling is going to come into play there. So when that eventually happens, it's going to be a hell of a thing to watch, Blake. That is for damn sure. But statement number 2. I mean, oh man, I talked about way too much in this show, but besides Khamzat Chimaev, blank is going to be the next big thing in the UFC.
Another tough one.
I think it's the guy that we talked about earlier in the show.
There's a lot of people that have been making waves recently. Now, I'd be surprised if you're thinking Adrian Yanez is the next big thing. I don't think he's the next big thing.
I do.
I think he is a definite contender in the bantamweight division,
but not the next big
and a
thing.
hot prospect for sure. But I don't know if he can be the next big thing yet. I think he has to get some bigger, some bigger fights, some more hype, because he's just not reaching global yet. I don't think.
I was
going to say probably Paddy Pimblett.
Oh, Paddy too.
He's the European guy, comes over from Cage Warriors, champion in another promotion.
Mm-hmm. Already
So
has a huge fan base.
Already has a huge fan base. He's got a fantastic knockout in his first fight.
The one problem is
tons
he
of
keeps
haters.
getting banned off of Twitter and Instagram, so that's going to hurt.
But he gets back. He's gotten his stuff back.
His fourth account.
Yeah. So, dude, I actually think he got his Twitter back, though. I'm pretty sure he got his legit Twitter back. If not, then he just made a new one. Who cares?
Yeah, he did. He just made a new one.
So, yeah, I mean, I think Paddy Pimblett, he might have the biggest shot at being the next big thing. Just because he's already reached so many people in the Eastern Hemisphere. I think now it's just about him taking over America, and then at that point he's going to be a full-fledged superstar. But the results have to follow. He has to win. It's still very early in his career, within the UFC.
Dude, Terrence was talking a lot of smack on Twitter. Terrence making.
Yeah, I've seen them going back and forth.
Woo!
Yeah, Pimblett doesn't want to get hit with that punch.
Absolutely not. And he got pieced up a little bit in his fight too.
I wouldn't say he got pieced up, but he took a few really hard shots.
Yeah, fair enough. We can do that.
You can't really get pieced up if you knock a guy out cold.
Fair enough. That's a solid point, Blake. I won't argue too much with that one. And let's go with it's the theme. It's the theme of the week. Thanksgiving is blank.
As I've grown older, I think I can now admit Thanksgiving is probably the best holiday.
Ooh. Okay.
You got football all day. You got delicious food. You get to see the family and the friends. You get some time off of work. And, Christmas used to be the number one thing now, but I'm buying more than I'm getting now, So it's like, sheesh. Thanksgiving, I just got to show up and eat. That's great.
Man, are you not even cooking this year?
Of course not.
Oh, you lazy.
Of course not, dude.
Hey.
I'm just there for moral support,
Moral support and to watch football and drink.
Taste test, Taste test. Got to make sure the food's good to go,
Hey, Blake's all up in the kitchen the whole day, but he's not cooking.
My mom's slapping my freaking hand out of the stuffing. She's like, "Come on, don't just be picking out the sausage."
Oh, stuffing is, or taking the rolls a little bit early.
You gotta take care of yourself.
Hey, it's gonna be a good year, man. I am taking my inaugural position as head of turkey. So it's a big year, Blake. It's a big
You don't want to
year.
hear my thoughts on turkey, bro.
Are you not a turkey fan?
I wouldn't say I'm like not. How am I trying to say this? Not a turkey fan, but I am definitely. Yeah, I'm not a turkey fan, I'd say.
Are you a ham fan?
Nope.
Okay, good. Good.
I would rather have a fantastic tri-tip or some type of steak, Well, that's probably what I'm gonna do is buy my own steak on Wednesday.
Wow, you're
after I get off work.
What you don't like about turkey?
I just don't like it, dude.
Is it the flavor?
I like lunch meat turkey. I love lunch meat turkey.
Oh, so you like deli turkey, but not like turkey breast.
Yeah, I don't like turkey breast.
What about turkey leg? Dark meat's good. Maybe it's the white meat you don't like.
I don't like turkey legs that much either, dude.
Blake, I'm hurt. I just don't think you've had a good turkey. I think that's what it is. You haven't had a good turkey.
Maybe my dad just doesn't have bars. Should I go tell him?
I'm not going to tell him myself, that's for damn sure. And maybe you wait till after Thanksgiving to tell him so he doesn't kick you out.
Well, he's going to know when I show up with a steak that I'm cooking myself.
Oh, that's a bad look, Blake.
Hey,
that's
bro,
a bad look.
It's only us this year, so we're good.
The turkey's fine. I got a tremendous plan. Here, listen to here. All right, so what we're going to do, you got to get a brine of some sort at least. Wet brine or dry brine, either works. Do that overnight for about 24 hours. Then what you gotta do is, like, I'm not worried about the flavors, man. I told my girlfriend this last night. You can call me the poultrygeist because my chicken, or in this case turkey, is scary good, Blake. It's scary good. All right, you gotta stuff that bad boy with some onion, some garlic, some celery, some carrot. You gotta keep it flavorful, And also, you throw in a little rosemary and thyme in there as well. Oh, that flavor is fantastic. Over the skin, you got to get a nice garlic, salt, pepper, a little bit of paprika, and maybe a touch of cayenne on there too. And you cook it, and then you butter baste that bad boy every hour. Low and slow. It's going to be juicy as hell. You can even throw in the cheesecloth if you're feeling fancy. Just saying. Hey, shout out to everyone on turkey duty this year. You take some advice. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be good. I want to see everyone's turkey, man. I'm gonna slap a sticker on the turkey, a 4th long sticker on the turkey. What if I do that? What if I carve that into the skin? Try to carve the logo into it.
I think your family would be disgusted with you.
Oh, it's not even my family. It's my girlfriend's family.
Oh yeah, you better watch out, bro. You better behave.
It's going to be an event. But the cool thing is, I get to meet her extended family for the first time, but since I'm doing the turkey, I get the excuse anytime I get tired, I gotta go check on the turkey. I'm gonna be outside. Give me a few minutes. It's perfect. It's perfect.
I suppose.
It's a good strategy, man. Hey, all I know is that Thanksgiving is going to be damn good. And before we get to the nay of the week, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. I mean, one of the great things about Thanksgiving, not only the food, something to reflect, be a little thankful of. So far this year, Blake, what are you most thankful about from the UFC?
I think I'm mostly just thankful for the consistency. Really, ever since, 2020 hit and all the coronavirus stuff went down, I feel like UFC for a lot of people has kind of been like a shining beacon almost. Not to sound overly emotional, but it's like, dude, it gives you something to look forward to, every Saturday. Like me and you get, we're talking throughout the whole week with each other just about
we talk UFC all the time.
So
just see your DMs.
it's great. I think that's something that, I'm thankful that the UFC keeps giving us a solid product. Even this last weekend where we're not totally entertained and not, having our minds blown over the event, it's still fun to be able to dissect it and watch it and appreciate these, gals and guys and gals putting their hearts on the line every single night they go out there and suit up. So I think that's what I'm most thankful for, is them just continuing to give these fighters an opportunity and continuing to push out a great product to the fans.
I could agree with that. I could definitely get behind that one. And I think this year's been, last year was great. That whole initial UFC Apex era, we saw a lot of young people make their roster debuts, and really this year too, the hype train, man, we've seen a lot of great young talent. For the first rounds we talked about, Adrian Yanez, new talent. The Khamzat Chimaev hype train is all the way back. We've seen Leon Edwards return to action, who's a solid fighter in his own right. That bantamweight division is looking great. There's just Yuri Prochazka. You want to talk about Cyril Gahn? Dude, it's really been awesome. It's been awesome, and the only really thing we haven't seen new stars is in the women's divisions, because the top still reigns supreme. Not really new contenders there, which is just saying how good those champions are. But dude, it's been a good year. It's been fun to watch that, and the UFC, I swear, especially Dana White's Contender Series, Tough 29. They're just pumping so much new talent every year. It's ridiculous. So, obviously, I am going to get behind that. But last week, if you throw it back, we had quite the crazy score for the Nene of the Week, Blake. You remember, was it 81 grams of meth?
Was it meth?
Was it meth?
I think it was meth.
I think it was meth. Yeah, because we were talking about meth. Sean Strickland, so yeah, it was meth.
Yeah. Jeez.
Sorry, it's wrong.
That is scary to have that much of that freaking crap on you, dude.
That's a lot. And the cool thing is, we get to keep the theme, Blake, because recently, John Jones tweeted out something along the lines of changing, and the whole typical John Jones BS, I'm a changed man, when he really isn't. And then he said he was 60 days sober, even though his arrest in Vegas was only 58 days ago. So, the name of the week this week goes to Jon Jones's math skills, because obviously they're not all the way there. Also, I think the funniest part here, Blake, is that he's even had recent tweets where he's saying he might not be drinking anymore, but he's talking about just switching to edibles. That's not sober. I didn't think we had to explain this.
Yeah, that guy. I don't know, man.
Then calling out WWE superstar Jake Hager.
Yeah, what was that for, like a wrestling match or something like that?
Well, it was a grappling match, right? Or is grappling or wrestling?
With like Fury. Wasn't it Fury or something like that?
Yeah, but then Jake went and tweeted and said, I haven't been approached about this.
Yeah.
It's so weird, dude. And now Henry Cejudo's supposed to keep Jon Jones in check?
It's a circus.
I don't think I want to see Jon Jones fight again.
I do.
I want to see him clean up his BS first, because it's so confusing at the least to watch.
Yeah. Well, it's just it's just really unfortunate.
It's sad.
You know, you give this guy endless chances, and each time he kind of just slaps you right back in the face with the hand that you held out to help him. So.
And it slaps, especially if you're a woman or his girlfriend.
He's so good at fighting. You can't not be intrigued with how the fight between him and Francis, or even him and Stipe, would go.
That's
or even
why
him
it
and
sucks,
Gone.
man. Because he will look great inside the octagon, but there's so much baggage that comes with Jon Jones.
Yeah,
so much baggage. It makes it hard to want. Like, is a fight I want to see him there, but give him
a platform,
Yeah, with out of context, I want to see Jon Jones in the octagon. In context, it's a hard sell, even for Dana White.
He's gonna get a lot of backlash when he does make that, because Jon Jones is gonna fight again next year.
Yeah,
it.
We have to get one heavyweight fight.
Yeah.
Imagine if he moves up for nothing.
We'll see, dude. Hopefully, early next year, we'll see.
Yeah. That's one thing we absolutely will be finding out soon. But that's going to wrap it for us on UFC Talk 66. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in all the way till the end. If you have, let us know all your thoughts on everything we've talked about over. You can hit us up on our socials, whether it be on Twitter or Instagram. Or, best of all, you can go ahead and leave a 5-star review over on Apple Podcasts. Or, of course, you can leave a comment here on YouTube, on Rumble, or wherever it is you are tuning in from. Of course, you can find all of our stuff at thefourthandlong.com, or MMA specific is thefourthandlong.com/MMA. And of course, before we throw it, I'll give Blake a couple more seconds here to kind of stew on his word or phrase, which of course, I'm gonna be nice and give him let him that.
I already said it earlier, bro. Snooze fest.
Okay, well,
snooze
you heard it.
Fest. Besides Yanez and besides Talia, y'all are great. And even, the Ronnie Ya, is that Ronnie Ya? And Kyung Ho.
That wasn't bad.
I don't know how to say that guy's name either. That was a decent fight too, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically when Kyung, whatever his name is, was knocking Ronnie Yaya on the feet. But other than that, it was kind of boring too. Anyway, keep going.
Anyways, well, already got that snooze fest, but of course, one of the biggest supporters and ways to keep this show going is to support us over on Patreon. Because the great thing about Patreon as well is that you get behind the scenes content, bonus content, discounts, and all that fun stuff. Starting at just $1 starting at just $1 a month. Of course, you can go ahead and join us at patreon.com/fourthandlong. And huge shout out to our donors. The biggest one, and the one who's going to be guest hosting in the brand new show coming out very soon, is Ray Rodriguez. And for all your card collecting needs, go ahead and follow at the Big Bat Box on Instagram. Also, huge shout out to Ryan Watson and Neil Wiley. Blake, you already said that this weekend was a snooze fest, and it looks like this week is going to be one as well, because we all know how those post-feast naps get us. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. I'll be knocked.
Well, dude, you eat, you nap, you wake up, it's dessert.
I'll be lucky if I get to watch the last football game.
Ooh, ladies and gentlemen.
Food coma by then.
Oh, God bless the food coma. Really appreciate you guys. The thing I'm most thankful for this week is all of you that have subscribed to us, that have followed us, that have tuned in, whether it be one show or all the shows. All of you mean the world to us, and you make this show possible. So I'm thankful for you. Go on out, have a great Thanksgiving, eat a lot of food, get in a coma, and we'll see all of you on the week leading up to Jose Aldo versus Rob Font. See you next week, ladies and gentlemen.